We are going to dive in and talk about Ginny and Georgia season 3. You guys, we're nervous. We just need to talk about our feelings. We need to debrief. We are hardcore Ginny and Georgia fans, and nothing will ever change that. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. We love Georgia so much, we couldn't bear the thought of seeing her get jail for life. Let's jump in. Let's talk about Ginny and Georgia season 3. Welcome back to the Young Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Daniella, and this is my co-host,
Mordechai. I'm here.
Okay, thank you guys, everybody, for joining this episode. This is the Ginny and Georgia season 3 tell-all episode, if you will, except for the tell-all is not the cast. It is me and Mordechai. We are big fans. Yeah, woo! We're big fans of the show. So we love the show. So right off the bat, there's going to be spoilers in this. So make sure you watch the whole season, or if you want like a little sneak peek and you want to listen before you watch, I mean, that's up to you, but I just want to let you know there's going to be spoilers. So, I think, okay, we are going to do, I'm like itching to get right into this, but should we do our, 6 degrees of Zac Efron? You have one for today, right?
You created this one.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. I was like, oh, okay, fine, let her do it. Why not? I've never heard of this movie, so I was like, sure.
Wait, stop. Oh my God.
Do you not remember that you did this?
Oh my God, I'm telling you, I've been like so sick for 3 days. And I was like, even earlier today, Jake was like, are you sure you can do these podcasts today? Like, you are not well. And I'm like, listen, a little makeup can go a long way. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so let's back this up. For everybody listening, if you're a fan of the pod, you know that we do the 6 degrees of Zac Efron. So that comes from just the concept of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So basically, like, how are you or I 6 degrees away from Zac Efron? So we like to do it with our stars that we interview, but today, we're connecting we're connecting Ginny and Georgia to Zac Efron. So here's our 6 degrees. Joe from Ginny and Georgia, we all know and love Joe, is a Degrassi alum. And you know who else has Degrassi connections is Nina Dobrev, who was in The Final Girls with Adam Devine, was in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates with Zac Efron, which we've used that little connection before, but that's how, so Ginny and Georgia is officially 4 degrees away from Zac. Okay, we got through that. I'm so glad. Okay, so you guys, we have to talk about this season because it was OMG in the sense of, I don't know about you, but it threw me for a loop. As I started watching it, I was like, wait, it felt very different. Okay, here's the other problem. Season 2 was so long ago. Sometimes it's like you don't remember exactly what happens in a previous season, right? But you remember how you felt. You remember the energy of the show.
P.S.
Yes.
We got the screenings, but Netflix didn't have a recap. So like we
Right.
just watched the episode and there was no recap. And I'm sure when you watch it now, it's like
Yeah.
you'll probably have like a recap. So I honestly and I didn't have time to like watch the 2 seasons. So like we watched it without seeing a recap. Certain things I didn't remember when I was watching it. They definitely like tell you, so like there wasn't anything that was like, oh, okay, I didn't know, but like yes, they didn't send us a recap, so I just want to like put that out there
for context, because you're so right. There were certain things where I'm like, shoot, I don't remember exactly how it went down in season 2. I know that they're referring to it, and so I 100%. What I was saying before was like you'll remember like the energy of a show, and kind of what I remember is like you felt fuzzy and warm and happy, and there was this, of course, this element and dimension of like suspense, and we all know Georgia's a little cray cray in a good way, but like there's that, we love Ginny and Georgia's relationship, like mother-daughter. It's so fun to watch, and we love the characters, and there is such this like warm, fuzzy family dynamic to it, even though the family has, drama going on. There's a lot of love in that family. There's a lot of love in the friendships and the relationships. And, when season 3 started and we're getting into it, I was like, "Whoa." I felt like it was a completely different energy than season 2, but really quick before we get into that, so season 3 picks up right after Georgia gets arrested at her wedding, which is right at the end of season 2. So, Ginny and Austin are adjusting to their new reality, so it picks up basically right at that point. Let's jump in to some of our absolute favorites of the season because let's be honest, even though we were scared at first and we were like, no, 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 Georgia cannot go to jail, there were some really funny moments that happened. I think a personal favorite, which you had written down for this episode, and I could not agree more, is Georgia's in jail and she finds out like it's her day to go to the courtroom and she wants to look good because she's Georgia and she's a little, beauty queen. So she goes and she grabs like what is it? It's like a piece of candy, a toilet paper roll. What do you call those
Whoa.
inside?
Does it have a name?
I don't know. It's a great question. Whatever the cardboard thing is in the middle.
Yeah, it's called paper tube or cardboard tube.
Okay. That is anticlimactic. I thought it was gonna have its own fun little name.
It
Okay.
can also be called a paper core.
Kinda like that, like an apple core. Georgia gets her toilet paper core, she gets, a candy. Oh, yeah, so she uses the so she, like, swipes it as she's, like, walking past the front desk in the jail, and she uses a little candy to, like, make her lips red.
She takes a
Yes.
lead pencil. She gets a lead pencil and she takes the lead and puts it like under eyes. What is that, mascara? Is that what it's called?
Eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Eyeliner, and then she uses the toilet paper core as, like, rollers to curl her hair, like, it was so cute, yes, get a girl, we love this. So that was really fun. Okay, what are some of what was one of your favorite moments from the show?
I feel like this was Marcus's season, personally. I feel like this really, like, this what like for me like everything that came about was like the buildup was for
Mhm.
Marcus. Like I feel like
Mhm.
out of all the characters, he had like the most growth in this season. Yeah, maybe not growth in the sense that like, he grew up as an adult, but like I feel like in terms of character development, I feel like he just like really like I was like, wait, where are they going with this and whatever? And I
Mhm.
feel like when they got to that place at the end, I was like, okay, that was worth it for me.
No, that's a great point. 100%. We love Marcus so much, and it was gut-wrenching to, like, watch his evolution. But okay, we could talk about a little bit more about that later as far as, like, what ended up happening. What about some other, like, moments? We love a good prom, a high school dance moment. That scene was really fun.
Yeah, the prom scene was really good. It was cute.
It was cute, and shopping for dresses, that was a fun moment. I LOL at that first dress she tried on, and she was like, "This is not it." And then
Oh
the
my
next
god,
dress
the first dress, and then they gave it to, and then Georgia took it.
It's Georgia, like, made it happen. She has a way of, like, making it happen. Oh my gosh. I think okay, I see, like, okay, so some of our notes here, like, okay, the water gun fights, right? The popcorn on the couch, like, all these moments. I think it was a lot of bittersweet moments because we love this family so much, and there's this constant pull of, like, are they about to be separated for the rest of their lives? I couldn't bear the thought of that, but even in the midst, there were great moments. Oh my gosh, the Marcus and Jinny kiss. What about that?
Oh, love that. I mean, like also when they're painting, remember when they're like throwing paint and then they that was a great scene.
Yes, yes.
They were very cute together. Yeah.
So cute together. I love their vibe that they have together. Oh, I didn't like Mr. Wolf. We weren't a huge fan of Wolf's reaction to Ginny's big news, but it's only because we know Marcus would have never reacted that way, and we can't just help but be Team Marcus all the time because you could tell how much Marcus loves Ginny. It's like in his eyes. Oh my God. Okay, so
True, so true. It's Marcus, Team Marcus.
it's always Marcus. We knew Wolf wasn't gonna last. No, no, no. We know that Marcus is endgame. It just has to be that way. So we get it. Okay, and then I think one of the biggest things we have to talk about is Georgia in court equals fashion justice. So her outfits were so cute. I also loved that they were like dressed mildly conservative, whatever. And she walks in and she's like in bright pink with a big black bow in her hair, almost giving Elle Woods like Darcy
I
vibes.
was gonna say, do you remember like it's like almost like Elwood's walking in as the lawyer at the end of
Yes.
Blonde. Like that's the vibe it gave me.
Why that worked? Because if you think about it, if you're somebody that's going on trial for something so serious, it's almost like you would wanna do anything in your power. Listen to your lawyers, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was such a bold choice that she didn't listen, and it's just so Georgia. She's always going to do what she wants to do, even in the situation where the stakes are so high. What was your favorite court outfit that she wore?
Was there one that was like black and white, like and with like they were almost like boxes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Pictures? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to envision, and I went to go Google it so we could get all her outfits lined up, but we can't Google it yet, so it's so sad. Um,
That was, I
I
think,
don't
my
remember.
favorite. If
Your favorite?
I should have like screenshot and then like put it
Yeah.
in the thing. That's what I should have done. But
The outfits were so iconic and just so bold, so her.
my favorite thing about that was like even on the TV show that they would put on, like, oh, look what she wore, and I was like, oh, okay, like I guess we're all
Yeah.
seeing the same things.
That was so cute how they did that. Okay, so Paul versus Joe versus all that. It was messy. Let's be honest, it was messy. That's the truth of it. And I think that that really speaks to like the turmoil that the viewer probably felt watching the build up to like the final trial. It was hard. It was hard getting there. There was a lot of drama that happened along the way. Okay, so you guys, we had to just pause for a second. We had to take a deep breath because all this is so complicated. And we're unpacking this whole season 3. Okay, let's talk about the group. First of all, hot take, I love Maxine. I think she's so fun.
Oh,
I know that she's up to
upset.
tension, but, like, I'm upset, like, her intentions are always good, I feel like, she loves her friends so much, and she loves attention, but honestly, that's not such a bad thing, and I feel a little bit sad for her that her friends didn't include her all the time. That makes me sad.
Yeah, it made me sad too.
I would have loved to see more inclusivity from the group of including Max more because you could see she just wants to be a part of everything. She wants to shine. And they didn't really give that to her, and that makes me sad. I do think that it was really sweet to see Abby's friendship and Ginny's friendship really like blossom, and they did become so close. And that was really nice to watch.
Yeah, I loved the scene, like, even though Max wasn't a part of it, but I loved the scenes when the 3 of them were together. Like, there was one scene when, Nora, Max, and Abby are together in, like, the bedroom, and they're, like, looking at Nora's, like, TikTok, and she, like, did, like, a whole makeup tutorial for this, like, fantasy.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, this scene it was so cute. It was so, like it was so they were so cute all together. I just loved that. There was just something about that whole scene, that whole moment. I really wish we got more of that throughout the season because they're so good as a friend group. Even Chelsea told us like outside of filming, they're so close and they stay in
Mhm.
touch. And so like I would have liked to have seen so much more of that on screen. You could definitely feel it while you're watching it.
Totally. It takes you right back to high school and, like, having those friendships and just, like, the silly moments where you just are chilling in someone's room because you didn't have to be anywhere. You didn't have anything you had to do on your to-do list, and you guys were kind of just all ride or die for each other all the time. But it's just like that freedom that you have when you're in high school that you don't have now as an adult. Like, you're rarely just sitting over at your friend's house doing nothing because you guys are
Keep to yourself. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I wish. Oh my god, those are, like, the best times. There were so many surprises, like, we just didn't expect this.
So I first want to start off with like we were talking about Max before, and I really think Max and Marcus to me were the two standouts from this season. And one of my favorite scenes of the entire season is probably Max. Literally, you don't like you're inside her head. Like you're inside her
Mm.
head for that first like 15 minutes, whatever it was, 5 minutes where she's like, wait, I need to do my homework. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. I'm like, that is so like I got that. Like I was like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
have to send this email. I have to go down, I have to walk
Yeah.
the dog. I have to like I like and then it's like and the mom and I love how like the mom texts her, she's like, did you do the chicken? And then the mom like knows that she didn't remember. So she like texts her again just to be on the safe side. And she still didn't
Yeah.
remember. And that was like I think
Yeah.
that was like my favorite my favorite scene from the entire season this year. And that whole dynamic between the family, like the Baker family, Max and
Aw.
Marcus and the parents, I think there was something so special about the family. And like I love how
Yeah.
you how they showed like with the sign language and like how everyone kind of like
Mhm.
how they interact with each other as a family and dynamic and take care of each other and I think that was really for me like the essence of this season was really like
Yeah.
showing that family, and I really hope that in season 4 we get a lot more of it.
So true, there's a lot of love in that family, and I think it was really beautiful, and there's a lot of love in the midst of so much, like, heaviness and heartbreak and trial, and I thought that that was really beautiful to watch, so I couldn't agree more, and I just love Max.
Oh, and remember
Um,
Max, that scene remember that scene where she, like, breaks up with her girlfriend and then wants to go out with the other girl?
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and she's, like and she's putting on a play, so it was kinda like the same idea where she's just, like, all over yeah.
Yeah, she was, like, back and forth. I remember thinking, like, her acting is on point, like, it was so good, it was so Max. She was, like, going back and forth between the scene backstage where they're going back and forth, and yeah, it was just so good and so Max.
So I actually love so at first when I like at the beginning of the season with Marcus, it was very hard to connect with him. At the beginning,
Mm,
I felt like there were moments where like he kind of like this whole depression thing, it's a very hard to show depression on screen because it's very internal.
mm,
I think he did a really good job um with what you're able to do with it. And then when he started drinking, I got very confused because I was like, wait, he's starting to drink? Like, I got very confused. And then as the story went on, I was like, oh, okay. This is really like, wow. And they did a really good job. What my I loved when they're in the basement and then Max comes to rescue him, and brings him back home. And after he's like really drunk, and that whole scene between Max and her brother, like really just really like is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then like you think the scene is over. You think like, okay, he's gonna go to bed, he's gonna sleep it off, like that's it.
right.
But then, like, all of a sudden, he just, like, breaks down in front of his mom. He, like, has this, he needs someone to know how he's feeling, and he's finally able to put the words to it, even though the words might
Mhm.
not be understood, but everyone knew
Yeah.
exactly what he was saying. As a writer, that was incredible, because
Mhm.
you know, from where it started, from where it went, I think as an actor, he did an incredible job. I think his co-stars who supported him in such an incredible way. I thought the entire scene was built so well, and it
Yeah.
really and everything that led up to it, and that scene really like was like the perfect like wow, like that was really good, and I really like it shows so much range. Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
It was just
Yeah.
to me, it was, like, an incredible scene, and it was just, like and I really felt it too. I really felt, like, what was
Mhm.
going on in that moment.
Yeah, 100%, it was so good, and Max and Marcus's relationship is just so sweet, and she just loves her brother so much, and she didn't care if she wasn't going to be the popular friend for dragging him out of there. She was like, "Okay, I'm out, you know, my brother is first and foremost, and I wanna take care of him," and I thought that that was beautiful, especially for someone like Max who wants to be liked. Yeah, no, that was a really good scene, and I'm just so happy that him and Jinny kinda, like, found their peace together because that was hard. That was really hard to watch, like, them going back and forth, and it's like you can see how much they love each other the whole time, and you just wanna shake each of them and be like, Just be together. Don't do this to yourself. Yeah, I think Dame
One scene I would have liked, and I'm not sure like why they didn't put it in there, but like I kind of would have liked to have seen him and Abby mess up that room, or like I know it ended up being just him, just for like a fun, like even though it was like okay, not something like he was proud of or that he's something he should have done, but
Yeah.
like it just like I think like it would have been like just as a viewer, like to watch that,
Yeah.
I think would have been like just like oh okay.
Yeah, like, yeah, and kind of fun to just to watch. Yeah, exactly. And it was funny, their Abby and Marcus's relationship this season, because I feel like they didn't really have that before.
They became really close. They got close in this season.
Yeah. Yeah, totally, which is interesting and unique to watch.
Say that's not something you would necessarily like, you wouldn't necessarily see them interact, so it was, like, cool to watch them interact.
Okay, so what do we hope for in season 4? I know a couple of things. I want like a lighter season or at least more it could be thrilling, but I want a mix of like suspense, but with like I don't want Georgia to be in jeopardy. I don't want any of the characters we love to be in jeopardy. Like let's keep them out of jail or like out of something with lifelong consequences. I think really leaning into like the season 1
Yeah.
sweetness and funny and humor and just kinda, like, lighthearted goodness, and we want more time with the OG friend group because we love them so much, and
Yeah.
they're so much fun. They bring such a good dynamic to the screen. We want that. That's what we really want, I think. We're petitioning for more OG friend group time, and then I want Marcus and Ginny's love story to just, like, flourish. Yeah, I like your
I just
opinion.
want them to be, like, okay for a season.
I do wanna you know what, I wanna see Georgia happy, and I do want there to be, like, suspense, but I think with a bit lower stakes. We don't want Georgia to, like, disappear.
Oh, I have to ask, what did you think of younger Georgia?
I thought that she looks I thought it was perfect.
I
I
thought it
thought
was
that she
perfect
did a
too,
great job.
and I thought she
Yeah,
was amazing. I thought she was
she was
incredible.
great.
Her acting was impeccable.
Okay, so any final thoughts, before we wrap it up?
Just excited for season 4, honestly. Just wanna,
Yeah.
for yeah, I'm excited for season 4, and I know it's coming, so
Yeah, excited for season 4, and we just did the best interview ever. We loved it so much with Chelsea Clark, who plays Nora in Ginny and Georgia. So everybody, you must go watch it because that was honestly
yeah, go watch it,
yeah,
go watch it.
go watch it. It was truly one of my favorite interviews we've ever done. Yeah, or listen. So you can watch the full length podcast on YouTube, or you can stream the podcast episode on Apple or on Spotify or anywhere you stream your podcast. She is such a delight. She is so much fun to talk to. It feels like you're talking to a bestie. She is just like literally, sometimes you think like, oh, I'd like to meet that person, like an actor, because I think they'd be fun. Like she really is that. She is so much fun. So you have to listen to that episode. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Young Entertainment and please let us know in the comments like your thoughts, your favorite part of season 3, your least favorite part of season 3, and what you want to see in season 4. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Young Entertainment podcast, and we will see you on the next one.